Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. I am your host. Welcome back to Spark923 Gaming. I am your host, Spark923, aka Firehawk5150, aka Lucas, and we are back in Assassin's Creed Shadows, where we are currently back on main objectives. Ow, what the heck is that? A rock. Meh. Anyway, so, I will be more than willing to answer more questions about my convention day today. I am doing better from my earlier part of the stream. I am a bit more awake. So, yes. So, I'm checking something on Twitch. There we go. Okay. And so, I'm willing to answer a few more questions on that. And just to go over our schedule, Tuesday we will be back in Monster Hunter Wilds, where we are still continuing moving on forward from our grind. I believe we've actually made it past what we needed to make it past. So I think we're going to be taking on a few more. Excuse me. Taking on a few more missions now. So awesome for that. Then Thursday we'll be back in Ark Ascended. Super excited about that because we may have our good buddy Zoomzo back. If the fascist leader of our country allows him back in the country, so that could be bad. I hope not, because then that will require me to actually start getting political. So, not that I'm not already, but not here. So anyway, I mean political on my stream. I'm already political in other things. So, anywho, remember we are 130. We are at 134 followers. That's 6 followers away from our 140 follower goal. Just tell your friends, get us out there. We love you. We want you to follow. We want you to be our friend. And then we are 4 away from our 10 subscriber goal for the month. It helps us out big time, guys. All the money that you guys subscribe to us and that we get from ads all go into maintenance and buying new stuff. We are currently trying to get a new desk to get this set up a lot more professional. Right now, we are on a clankety-clickety, as you can see, wobbly, private, portable desk. That makes things a little bit difficult to have all this equipment. So we want to get a nice desk right up against the wall so we keep it all here, have the gaming center still here so we can still have Baby Bray down here, and still have all of our computing stuff right out here so we don't have to set up in a whole different room. We're super excited about that and hoping that we can reach that goal. If not through money, then through just putting money away and stuff like that. It's a big deal. Just getting the setup going is a big deal. And with the new computer that we got and this desk, it'll let me get this thing all organized, and then I can make things a lot better down here. Because right now, it's a real cluster of what we're dealing with. I've got our main PC. I've got my old PC here to bounce off of if I need to and all that. So, yeah. But here I am rambling for 5 minutes, so I have nothing else to say, so we're going to go ahead and get on into the game. All right? Let's do it. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome sauce. All right. Would you consider yourself a well-known cosplayer? To my friends. I mean, the St. Louis area, I'm kind of known for being one of the few Master Chief cosplayers out there. So, I mean, most people will only remember me by that. I rarely get my name asked, so it's not really a big deal. I wear it on my badge, but yeah. And trust me, I've got a lot of cosplay friends, so I even know. I know a few cosplayers that are pretty well known. I know Jessica Negri. She's awesome. Um, we're at least on a name basis where she knows my name, I know her name. But as far as like, are we close buds? No. I did heckle her on Instagram once when they were doing a snow shoot. They were all like mystical animals, and they were kind of skimpy too. And of course, uh, like they were going through what animals they were, and I think she was like a Wendigo or something. And they said, Jessica, what are you? She's like, I'm cold. I'm cold. That's all I am. I'm cold. And I'm like, so you're cold, huh? She's like, shut up. I'm like, hey, it's like part of the job. She's like, I didn't think it would be this cold. I'm like, it's a ski resort. Of course it's that cold. But she's a sweetheart. Very down to earth. Uh, Definitely not a cos snob for sure. She is a very, very informative, very knowledgeable person. Very kind. Um, Believe me, I've dealt with a lot worse people than what she's nowhere close to what cos snobs are. That's for sure. Uh, and for those of you who don't know, what is a cos snob? A cos snob are cosplayers that believe that they're better than everyone. And I will tell you, if you are good at what you do, you should be proud of what you do, but you should not use it to belittle other people or use it to put people in their place, so to speak. You should be more like a teacher in the sense of what you're doing. Oh, what is this? What is that? What is this? That's weird. Unlock new content. What? Anyway, um so but so here's a few things. So I've dealt with a lot of cos snobs, and one of the biggest things is that they always list off how many cosplay contests they win. And and if they can enter themselves in a cosplay contest that they know they're going to win, they'll do it. I was at a high school, and a cos snob was there. She had a outfit that she went and bought bolts of material for, sewn it all together, got down all the details, and then she went to a high school cosplay competition and entered. This is what I would call an amateur level cosplayer, in the sense of doesn't do it professionally, and she doesn't make money off of it, but she competes. So she is a competitive cosplayer in that sense, and she sorry, focusing. And so they entered it, and they knew they'd win. And that's why I told my friend who ran the cosplay contest, I'm like, look, I understand but I don't think having a person that considers himself a professional cosplayer to be allowed in a contest for people who are barely even in the amateur level. I don't think that was a very fair thing to do. And that's when they started asking me to start judging the contests, is for that reason. And I'm like, because I judge fair. And there's a lot of cosplayers that say, I made this costume and I don't have to do anything beyond just making this costume to be great. And I have said to people, I'm like, I judge differently when it comes to cosplay. I like to judge off of knowledge of your muse. If you're doing an anime character, I want to see you say a line of that character, and I want you to know your anime. And if you watch the anime, I want you to be able to tell me something, be informative. I want you to be a knowledge of your craft. And if you are not a knowledge of your craft, then why in the world would I... I'm so tiny! I didn't get my kunai back. But, so, she did that. And I know I told this story before. And then, of course, this person was in a cosplay group with me. And they decided to speak their piece on a night that we were working together. We were trying to get all the new people in and get them to meet the old guard and all that. We were trying to get everyone together for a nice meeting. And I was like, so I'm standing in there and I'm like introducing everyone and saying this is this, and this person's going to be playing this character. And people stopped and they applauded. I'm like, this person's going to be playing this character, and if I'm not available to do it, understudying for my character. And this lady just goes, well, it's definitely better that he shouldn't really be considered an understudy. He's much better than that. I'm like, are you seriously just going to be a dick about this? And I immediately at that point, because I think a few people heard it and they just saw me kind of lose my nerve. I really wanted to call them out too, but I just like, okay, well, I guess that's the end of that then. And a few people pulled me aside and said, you really shouldn't stand for that. And I'm like, I'm sure and of course, me being the stupid, gullible golden retriever of a person that I usually am, was like, it's fine. I can take a bit of criticism. I mean, they are better cosplayers than me and all that. So they said, that's not the point. You're in charge, and they should be respecting of that, and not just putting their label on everything. And I'm like, it's fine. Let's not dwell on this. So we move on from that. And then, of course... Again, I'm not going to be putting in names or anything like that. So, as we will move down the road of this, so I start getting phone calls of saying that there's discrepancies and things. And then so I'm engaging between two full-grown adults that are acting like children. Like, well, this person said this, and I don't like it. Or this person's dating this person, and I don't like that they're dating that person. And then, of course, I'm like, I got to the point of where one phone call I got, well, apparently she's dating so-and-so, and so-and-so, it comes from a good family and all this, and they shouldn't be dating anyone like that. And, of course, for their culture and all that, it's a complete disrespect of his upbringing and all that for him to even be seen with someone like that. I'm like, why in the world are you telling me this? Why is this my problem that I should be dealing with? And I'm just kind of dumbstruck. I'm like, look, I'm going to say this right now. You both are full-grown adults. If you can't settle this and need me to step in, we've got issues. You've got a lot bigger issues than I do. And if you're upset that she's with someone that you consider a friend and you don't think she's good enough for him, well, talk to him first. Because if you aren't happy with it, well, maybe you need to take a good assessment of yourself. Of course, I was more like, I'm just going to say you're both adults and you should settle this like adults. I should not be, this group should not be a, uh, area for you to just drown me with a bunch of issues of your gripes with, your personal gripes with people. I am not your parents. I am not your teacher. I am no one of any importance beyond the person that's in charge here. And if you can't respect that, then I think we need to discuss something else. And after a while, I would get a few more. And then, of course, one person who was a very good friend with me got very upset because I got very angry that they were still coming at me about stuff like this. And I was like, look, I said this. You're both adults. If you cannot handle your own business, then I'm sorry. I am not taking sides in this. I am not supposed to be taking sides in this and telling other people what to do. If you two cannot settle this like full-grown adults, that is on you. And if she doesn't like that you're dating someone and thinks that you're not good enough for them, well, then she's a horrible person, and you need to have the person that she's saying shouldn't be doing that. You need to tell them and do, and then, but I don't want to ruin their friendship and all that. What kind of friend would do that then? Tell me, what kind of friend tells their friend that person's not good enough for you? I mean, depending on the person, I would say if they are obviously a terrible, toxic person, then, yeah, advise them. But it comes down to that person. And sometimes people have to learn the hard way. And no, I've had to learn the hard way a lot in life. I've been hurt by a lot of people. I'm not going to really divulge into my past love life, but I will say that I have been in some deep relationships that I got really, really hurt in because things changed really drastically. And when I look back on it, some of them I was at fault for part of it, and others were overreactions of my partner at the time and just made it very difficult. And I will say that there were times where I was in a situation that I felt very uncomfortable in and felt taken advantage of, and kind of just grinned and bared it for a while until I just kind of ran away from it and said I didn't really feel good about this, and I'm sorry that I just kind of failed, but I didn't feel respected, and I felt kind of used, and I felt that you were kind of just using me as an escape, and so on and so forth. So, and that's just how it went down. And but back onto the main thing is that these two just would not stop. And then it comes down to a party that we had planned. We were gonna have a big social gathering for like Thanksgiving or something, and the Cos Snob person already had like canceled, and they said, we're not making it. I'm like, okay, fine. And so during this time, they said they had canceled before this even happened. Then they said, hey, we're going to be moving the location to this place. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And they're like, okay. So I'm like, no, I didn't see any reason why anyone would. And they announced it on, I believe they announced it on their group's Discord, and they announced it on they announced it on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, so that's what we're doing. So we ended up relocating, And then I get a phone call a few days later,
I could practice Kujikiri and revisit my past,
and I get
my home.
a phone call saying like, "So why didn't anyone tell me that they relocated the meetup?" I'm like, you said you canceled. You said you weren't going to come." Like, well, I don't see why I shouldn't have been informed. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." It's like, yeah, I feel that I'm not being appreciated enough in this group, so I'm going to be leaving. And I'm like, "I'm sorry you feel that that's how it is, but I will say that you had been very abrasive and very rude to a lot of people too. So don't think that you're scot free on this. You've been causing me a lot of stress and making me feel that I've been doing wrong stuff when you have just been a just horrible person at times." And so, I mean, I still see this person time to time, and I'm never rude to them, but they always act like I don't exist. And I kind of want to just start saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And uh, there we go. So yeah. Uh, so after that, the group kind of diminished. Then another person that was helping me run it kind of took a hiatus. And then another person took a hiatus, saying that was very stressful and all this. I'm like, oh, I mean, imagine how I feel. I'm stressed. But if you need a break, take a break. And I will say that they were getting married and stuff like that, so I really didn't push too hard. Um, and then I never started hearing anything back. And I just said, look, we're going to change things to where this is more just a hobby group. And then we just kind of disbanded after that. So,
Sir Sandayu,
Your face has changed. You're no longer a girl, but an Egan shinobi.
I look different already?
It is a way of war. Even at my age, I leave each battle a changed man. You did your part well against Novikas. I have other need of you.
Anything. I am ready.
We lost contact with one of our watchtowers. I want you to check on the Egans posted there.
Are they in trouble?
I do not know. But since the Oda clan has breached our borders, caution is prudent. Go south of the village. Use this to get inside the tower. It is a useful tool to get you to places only shinobi can go. In between shadows. Be brave, young Fujibashi.
okay. As I was saying, so another thing that I despise about Cosnobs is that they will act like they have some type of priority over everyone else. Like, for example, a year or so ago, I was helping out a friend at a booth, and these guys who also, this woman also who knew my friend, was over and started talking to him and stuff like that, and ended up posting up for pictures in front of their booth and was staying there for a long period of time. I mean, a very long period of time. And I'm standing there like, why are we allowing this? Why are we allowing them to just stay here
All
and
right.
block up
Up and over.
and do this? It just seems very wrong. And I just felt really just, why are we allowing them to just take up all of our space and block our line and do this. And I'm like, you really need to tell them. They need to move. They're, number one, causing a fire hazard. And then, two, they're just scalping all of your table for their gain. And he's like, yeah. We'll give them a few minutes and they may move on. And they eventually did. But then, of course, I see them this year. And, of course, I went to go see some of my old cosplay friends. The one who used to dote on me. The cosplay group is... This cosplay group, they are called Thousand Place Cosplay. They are awesome, awesome people. They're D&D fans. They're bodybuilders. They are anime nuts. They are awesome as heck. And if anyone's a Borderlands fan, they are huge Borderlands fans. They even, for their cosplays, do cel-shaded body makeup. So they cel-shade themselves.
Oda Ashigaru. They've taken over the tower.
It's really awesome. So I tell them I went to see them. And, of course, it's the Cos Snob. And she's taking up the whole line. She's telling about all of her achievements and being overly flattering to them and just trying to mooch off them and saying, "You're so great. I could never bow to you. You're so great. You're so great." I'm like, you need to shut up and stop being such a suck-up. But instead, I just kind of walked away because I knew that all I have to do is go up and like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And just say names and take my helmet off, and they'll know who I am. And that's the kind of friendship a really good cosplayer should have. Is you shouldn't be going there and like begging for accolades and over complimenting. I mean, I will tell these two, I'm like, "Hey, I love how your body of work has changed over the years. It has gone amazingly for you. And I'm very happy to have ever, number one, these two helped get me into my heavy cosplay career. And they have assisted me throughout the years. Whenever I've seen them, they've always been cordial, always been kind, never self-absorbed. They never boast. They never brag. They defend people. I mean, one of them, he was dressed up as Krieg from Borderlands, and he actually, there was a protester outside, like, condemning cosplayers as, like, religious blasphemy. And I was laughing my butt off because he went out as Krieg and started preaching Borderlands stuff and talking about like the poop train and all this other stuff. It was so funny. And I was like, "Oh man, this is great. I can't even." And he was just winning me over constantly. And I just felt so proud that I knew the guy. And yeah, it was great.
More of them. I can use my...
And I even said, and there was one time where I had just started doing Crow cosplay from RWBY. And I had one issue. My contact lenses were killing me. And I'm like, there's no way that these things are so bad. And it was like the second day I was wearing them for the con. And I had worn them before and they were fine. And out of the kindness of her heart, I went over to her husband and I'm like, "Hey, can you help me out here? Something's wrong with my lenses." And he's like, "Hey, talk to her. She is the person to ask about contacts." And I'm like, "Okay." So I talked to her, and she sat me down. She looked at my eye. She's like, "Okay, you have a torn contact lens." I'm like, "Okay, is this bad?" She's like, "Here's what you got to do. Do you have any saline solution?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." She's like, "Go get some saline solution and put it to your eye. unfortunately, you're gonna have to get rid of the contact lenses. I'm like, okay, that's fine. She's like, but if you keep saline in it, it should keep the torn part of the lens from hurting you. I'm like, that's great. And then she saw me a day later in my heavy cosplay, and she's like, oh, that's great. I took off my helmet. She's like, you need water. And I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, get water now. And I'm like, okay, okay. She's like, you better get water. And every time I'd walk by her booth, you better get water. And I'm like, so yeah. So there's two examples of good professional cosplayers, and then people that are just in it for themselves. And that's the other thing, is that the Cos Snob, when I first met them, before I knew what they actually were, is I was, like I said, I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan. And yes, I agree. There have been issues with Rooster Teeth. I do not say that they are completely free and cut and dry. But I do know that there was a lot of good out of Rooster Teeth. And I'm not saying that it completely nullifies the bad, but I will say a lot of good things came out of Rooster Teeth. And I was a fan, no matter what the crisis was. And the thing was, is that I was saying, like, well, I always kind of wanted to go to RTX. And then they like, no, don't go. And I'm like, why not? And they're like, it's LineCon. All you're going to be doing is standing in lines all day. And I'm like, okay. And then they were talking about how they were going to go. I'm like, then if it's LineCon, why are you going there? Well, we're personal friends with so-and-so, and we know so-and-so, and we know so-and-so. I'm like, okay. So you know people. Okay, big deal. I'm like, yeah, and so-and-so knows us personally, and we know these famous cosplayers from there. And we know this person who is pretty much the personal representative of this character in that area. And like, why do you? I'm like, are you trying to impress me, or are you just trying to be a jerk? What are we doing here? And I was like, I'm like, it seems like you're trying very hard to make yourself seem great, and I don't get it. So, and the thing is that I don't know why they felt that they had to try to be so impressive when I was already a person that was like, I was already said to him, like, your cosplays are great. We'd appreciate you to consider joining our group. And they never did. I mean, they did join our group, but I'm like, I will say, I don't give anyone any favoritism, so you're going to have to understand that no matter your pedigree or your base, we will say that you are someone to consider as that. I would say, hey, if you're interested in this and this, I would suggest talking to these people. I would probably send people to you first before...
Definitely not Egans. All Oda clan Ashigaru. I should avoid them.
It's been weeks. How long do we have to stay here?
Why leave? We took care of the Egans.
Others will be suspicious soon enough.
Weeks? They've been here since Nobukatsu's attack.
Anyway. So, and that always, I probably should have thought of it beforehand and said, no, maybe we shouldn't. And the thing is that I did sometimes, I kind of look back on things and say, hey, I maybe I was in the wrong for a few things, but I also remember some things that they like would accuse people of, and I'm like, why would you ever think that we were like that? And I'm like, I don't think anyone ever treated you terribly. Like, I don't think anyone ever was rude to you in this group. I think the only thing was is that you felt that you had some superiority over people and thought that you had to treat people in a certain way and felt that you had this untouchableness to you where you could just be ugly to people. But, and the thing is that people always see me like avoiding people because I don't like being in conflict with people. It bothers me. And I really just like to move on with my time. If I see them, I will never be rude to them. I will be cordial and I will be polite and I will just be like, oh, I'm glad things are going well for you. And I'm glad that you took the time to grace me with your presence, because I am undeserving of it, as I always have been, in your opinion. So, but no, I never talk that sarcastically about people, and but I just, for some reason, it bothered me so much with how she acted. Her boyfriend or husband or whatever he is, fiance, I don't know if they're married or not. But he was always just a very quiet guy. He liked making moonshine and stuff. Very fun kind of fellow. He's very awesome with a 3D printer and loves doing elaborate cosplays with like stilts and stuff like that. So he was pretty awesome. He's very nice to me when he could be. But then if she's ever around, he kind of would just button up and not say anything. So just kind of let her control everything. But there again, I'm some horrible person that hates those kind of people, and
Definitely
at least in
not
their
vegans.
definition.
All Oda clan Ashigaru. I should avoid them.
How long do we have to stay here?
But anyway,
We took care of the Igats. Others
so there's some of your definitions of a cos snob. They're very self-indulgent. They're kind of narcissistic, in my opinion. They only care about how they look. They beg pretty much for adulation from other cosplayers to like validate how great they are, to make them feel that they are better than everyone else, because they got people from the cosplay community that are considered professionals to acknowledge them, and apparently that is what they are after, is this kind of narcissistic.
We've used up all our reserves. I'm starving.
Then sneak into town and get us something to eat.
They know our colors.
Take Yama off the Igan in the tower. There's your disguise.
That Egan must be the fort leader. At the top of the tower. Maybe he's still alive. They killed him. They took our tower and killed every Egan here. I need to tell Momochi Sandai what happened.
I did pretty good. But yeah, so do I still feel hurt by this person? Yes, absolutely I do. Do I hope I recover from do I hope I move on from this so that I no longer feel any malice from them? Yes, absolutely. I honestly feel it is a waste of my energy to ever consider thinking about this person ever. But for some reason, it just sparks in me this. In all honesty, I kind of wish I could be. I tell people this thing about me that I sometimes wish I could be as ugly to people as they are to me, or at least come back at them with the same energy that they came in at me, and how they made me feel, and that I could just say, maybe if you weren't such a stuck-up little self-serving, self-centered, self-over-acknowledging person, maybe you'd see that we put everything into our effort to try to make you feel involved, to try to make you feel acknowledged, to try to make you feel that you were being respected. And all you did was just look down your nose at us and snub us every time.
Well,
Stranded Oda clan Ashigaru. They killed the Egan stationed in the tower.
And then there's another thing that kind of bothered me.
I will send men there immediately. Do not worry. You have learned a valuable shinobi lesson today. Subterfuge, gathering information,
Observation is the key to victory.
that's especially in her younger years. A great warrior, but an even better spy. You will do well in following her footsteps. Thank you for your work, shinobi.
So, that we were also having a... Oh, there we go. I mean, you hit the target. That's still pretty good.
When will you get back from the Ikki ceremony?
I do not know. But we will find out together. You will be there too.
Me? I'm going to the assembly?
You have been working hard, and you are more than ready. I want you to be there, so you won't have to eavesdrop like you did when you were a young girl.
I always knew you saw me spying.
Well, now you are formally invited. I will meet you there. Take our horse,
Yeah, so I was having a party here, and it was one of our, big meetups that we were doing, and and the thing is that I tried to accommodate for everyone, because I knew that we had vegetarians and people of other cultures that had diet restrictions and stuff like that, so I tried to accommodate for everybody. Well, she comes in, and she's like, well, I brought my own food. I'm like, okay, great. If you need a microwave or something like that. She then pulls out raw pasta and a thing of sauce. I'm like, oh, it's not cooked. She's like, yeah, I'm going to have to borrow a pot and pan in your stove. I'm like, okay. So she brought... If she had brought, a prepared dish that she just needed to warm up, I would have been fine. But no, she brought everything to make her own meal in my home. And I'm like, I get it, but I also think it's a little rude to just. If you just like boiled your noodles at home and then just needed to heat up your sauce, you could heat up your sauce in the microwave. And then if you argued like, well, it tastes better when it's cooked in a pan, I'm like, well, maybe you should cook the sauce in a pan and just heat it all up in a microwave. Well, I like my stuff cooked fresh or something like that. I mean, they never give me a valid argument or anything. I just being a person who's trying to accommodate for everyone instead of just standing up for myself. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. So now I have where everyone else is eating off of paper plates and all that, she is now cooking her own food with pots and ladles and using one of our bowls and all that. I'm like, so I'm got all this stuff to make dinner easy for me to manage and clean up and all this other stuff, and you come in and just make it so I have to do dishes and everything. And think that I should be happy that you took care of your own food. Okay, big yay for that. So good on you for making my night harder. So just seemed kind of rude to me. And I even said to people, I'm like, look, if you're a vegetarian or if you have a dietary restriction, let me know and I will try to get something that accommodates for you. And I would do that. And I did say to people, I'm like, this is what I'm getting. If it doesn't work for you, let me know, and I will try to find something for you. And we got like a veggie tray, and we got chips and dip. We got so many different things to accommodate for people. And this person's just like, I am bringing my own food, and I'm going to need you to let me cook it there. And the thing is that if they had told me that, I was, is there any way you could prep it there and just bring it and I'll heat it up in an oven? Like, I guess just something about it, I don't know, it just sat wrong with me. And I'm usually a very accommodating person, I really am, and something about that just, I'm like, why would you just be so I don't know. Maybe I am a terrible person. Maybe I'm a heartless bastard that knows nothing about how people need to act when it comes to this kind of stuff. I mean, there's a reason that I probably have no viewers in my chat. There's probably a reason that I'm not popular at parties or anything like that. I'm sure I just have this very cold view of things that, and this very, my idea of what rude is probably not seen as rude to other people, and I should just shut up and just let the world beat the crap out of me. I don't know. But I at least know that I have my circle of friends and people that understand the way I think and such like that. And the thing is that I do like having friends that understand the way I think, because I have a very logical mind, to the point of which I will bring up conversations that if people didn't know me and know how I'm approaching the conversation, or people who know that I usually never mean the immediate thing everyone would consider before reacting to what I'm saying. There are people that I will say, I'm like, well, this is one of those conversations that if you and I talk, that you need to understand I'm not coming from a negative side on it. I'm coming from a logical side, so it's going to sound blunt, but it's of no malice. And my friends will be like, I get it. No problem. And so I was saying to my friend I would say to my friends, like, I want to talk about this, this, and this. And like, oh, yeah, I could see why you wouldn't want to talk about that, like, in public or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, because if I say something wrong, it can be taken so wrong. And I'd really like someone who can correct me and make sure that that I understand where my error is, and I can learn from it instead of having someone just say, "You did this wrong. I hate you forever. Never come speak to me again." Yada yada yada. And because that's just the thing, is a lot of people love to just react, and it's and not give anyone a chance because they just want there to be a problem. They want that drama. They want to feel like they're a victim or a hero and that they defeated the horrible monster or something like that. And like, you know, I'm a person that believes if people are ignorant, that if people choose to be ignorant, then they choose to not learn anything about no one, and then no one progresses in life. I believe that if you are a curious person and you approach it with your curiosity instead of malice, that you can learn so much from people, and that people are usually more willing to listen to you and more willing to teach you stuff if you're honest about what you're saying. And for me, if I approach something, I'm like, look, I don't understand this about your culture. And I know that people say that learning about... I'm a person that thinks you should learn about other cultures, and you should understand stuff. And if you take pride in another culture, that you should be able to see how that culture does that. And if someone is a good enough friend of yours that practices that culture, let you experience that too. And or at least let you witness that experience. And I mean, it's a thing that where I see women in the United States going to Japanese festivals and dressing in kimonos. I think I don't find that if it is an insult, then okay, maybe that's wrong. But in all honesty, though, is that you see people go overseas to Japan and dress up in kimonos and go to sunrise ceremonies and stuff like that, and it doesn't seem like the culture is. You'd think that if it is something that they don't want people expressing that aren't from there, maybe they should say you should not do this, or it is a insult or something like that. And if it is, then I agree. Maybe you shouldn't do that. It's understandable completely. And I'm not about to go any further on this because I know that I'll start rambling and no one will understand what I'm talking about, because no one here probably understands what I mean. But I do believe that I believe culture should be shared and should be experienced by other people so that they can get a better understanding of it. I mean, for Oktoberfest, that's a like, I'm not sure if it's German, but I know it's like a Dutch or it's usually big in Germany, and people come out there from America and celebrate Oktoberfest and all that. And I mean, they may not understand the cultural significance of it, but they go out there and do it. And I also think that like there's the true way of celebrating St. Patrick's Day. The other ways that Easter is celebrated, because Easter is actually a stolen holiday of the Nordic holiday Ulster, which used to be a celebration of springtime and renewal of the land for spring, and that's where the Easter egg hunt came from, I believe. It was from Ulster. They would hide painted eggs, and the kids would go out and find them. And so, yeah. Learn something new every day. But, yeah. Ulster, Easter was stolen from the Norse, actually.
Better to keep out of sight.
This is the Bodai Temple? No, this is Hadzaru Castle. The Sakamoto days. Oh man, these views. Love these views. Oh, found them both already. Wow. Well, I hate that I lost all that. Wow, that was a fall. Okay. Gotcha.
They killed you.
Well, that was a little counterproductive, but... Project reward. Yay. I acquired stuff. Yes. It's Sakamoto days. Got rid of him.
Is something going on?
Oh no, I got knifed.
What is that voice?
Oh, I thought I could survive it. Nya, Tanya.
This kill is fresh.
Well, Yes. Good. Good. Oh. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes. Yeah, level up. Make me strong. Yes, I am strong. I am strong. If anyone knows the anime that's from, that's great points for you. You go. She's a wizard. I think she's gonna use magic. He puts on brass knuckles. I am strong. Thanks, dingus. Got you too. Cleaned house. I think. Yeah, pretty much. I have run of this place now. Alright. I think we've cleaned house well enough. Huh, okay. There we go. On the road again. And just can't wait to get on the road again. Mm. That's not the shrine either. Oh, pay respect. That's easy. I would like to pay respect to the shrine, please. Ah, right here. Okay. Oh, wow. This is interesting. There's one more place of prayer that I am missing. maybe I missed it further back. Gumble. There, maybe... Oh, this is something I didn't see before. Ah, there we are. Okay. So we got that. Awesome. Okay. Oh, there's a... How am I this stupid? Okay, so let's fast travel, first off. Can't believe I've lost that much time. God damn, I'm stupid. I wasted all that time just filling the map up. The Sakamoto days. Ginjiro. Oh, I should stop here.
This place is hostile. Best to go unnoticed.
Is it? Oh, I'm in a castle. Made it. Maybe they'll have a tea set. Tea!
Let me know if you require anything.
No tea.
Come back soon.
Man, it's hard to find tea. Kabawanga. Jong bong jong bong ding jong yin bong jong. What is this place? Oh, it's a shrine. Oh, shrines to honor. Ah, there's my last shrine. Complete. Knowledge, please. Yes. The knowledge. Ding 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 ding. Sorry, Okami just pops in my head whenever I'm playing something Japanese. Dun, 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 dun. Aha. Don't you get tricky with me. Egg. Eggs. Ah, yes. Ooh, box. Whoa! Bum dum dum, bum dum dum, bum bum. All right. You've got to be it. Oh, it's raining now. I think I saw a flash over there. Ah. First one. One of two. Checking our mappy. We are here. Okay. Maybe over there? It's first building I see, so we're gonna try. Ah! Knowledge! Wooden Temple, Northern Ogura Pond. The man I seek. What a great Buddha.
Our lord is not well. They are curt, though they mean well. These are not friendly times.
I am looking for Lord Ise Sadatame.
You have found him. You had better come inside. You must forgive my servants. They thought you were sent by my brother.
Your clan name. Your brother's Ise Sadoki, Mitsuhide's son-in-law.
You know him.
We've met. He's not very easy to forget.
Ah. Then you know what he has become. Though he was not always that way. We were once close. Until he did this.
Sadaoki did that?
He poisoned me. And when I was sick, he took control of our clan.
Oh boy.
Now he commands whatever Lord Mitsuhide bids. It has caused us shame and anger, as you saw.
You do not support Lord Mitsuhide?
Do you?
Mitsuhide murdered my father. I will see him dead first.
Ah. Then we can speak plainly with each other.
You said there has been trouble with your brother?
Trouble upon trouble. Sadaoki has joined a group under a secret name led by Mitsuhide. Do you know it?
The Shinbakufu.
Yes. I thought I could reason with him. I sent letters persuading him to break with Mitsuhide.
If he is Shinbakufu, you cannot save him.
You may be right. But he is my brother. I had to try. But my messenger was attacked outside Arashiyama. And Sadaoki's reply stolen.
We have only your word. What if you are also Shinbakufu?
Huh. If you recover the letter, you will see that what I say is true.
And what of your brother then?
If he refuses my counsel, I will go with you to Yamazaki Castle to confront him. It is my duty.
Oh.
But we will not kill him. I have an ally, a samurai from Castle Guard, who's hiding at Kiyomizudera Temple. His name is Ujimasa, a good man. If you win his trust, he has knowledge that will help us.
Thank you. Understand that when we go to your brother, it will not be to reason with him.
I still hope it will not come to that.
All right, let's see what upgrades we got. Ooh, that's a nice one. Oh, wow, that's a bit flashy. Getting close to the end here, folks, so... Okay. Oh. I'm on click shoes. Let's see my layout. Okay. First things first, gotta explore for the dee-dee-doo-dee-dee. Aha! My kimono. One lost page. This looks like a good route.
Welcome to the Kiyomizu-dera water stream.
Ah. Gotcha. All right, let's take a look around. Ah. It is up in a tree. All right. Nani? Got it. That's all three. I get my knowledge. I wanted knowledge. Feed me knowledge.
Tell me about the water streams.
The water is renowned for its purity. Each stream here is said to bless any who drink from it. One stream brings love, another success, the last, longevity. Yes, that's it. But choose carefully. You can only drink once. The greedy will receive nothing.
Okay, so nothing.
Well, I would like more than only fighting in my future. I choose love.
You chose well. Kangon bless you.
Thank you, Ujimasa.
You knew because I stammered, right? It is so hard to remember the words.
Your friend Lord Sadatame sent me. I need a way into Yamazaki Castle to confront Sadaoki.
It is past time Sadatame brought that corrupt little sycophant to here. But what you ask is dangerous, and I have no reason to trust you.
What must I do?
There are rogue samurai harassing people near Kyoto. Though they have no right to call themselves samurai. I know of a samurai who likes to pick on one of the merchants there. Talk to him. He may know the rest of them as well.
I dealt with some of these samurai already. I will return when I found them all.
The Twisted Tree. Okay, we got 5 minutes left, so we can only do so much. See if we could take out this one Twisted Tree before we gotta go. So I have a few things I gotta take care of, and then I gotta get this video up too. So.
Careful. This place is on me.
Bullseye.
Excuse me. Are you Yamanaki-he?
I am the Yamanaki-he, yes. Proud purveyor of Kyoto's finest umbrellas. All of our city's most fashionable have them. Have you come to purchase one?
Maybe later. Ujimasa, the monk from Kiyomizudera, told me you have rogue samurai you need help with.
Shh. One of them, Saburo, could be listening. I moved my cart from north of here because he kept knocking it over. I'm sure he's still there, waving his sword around like he's the greatest samurai in town.
They say pride comes before a fall. I'll make sure he falls face first.
Well, he's just one part of the Takahashi clan. Rotten fruit from a twisted tree. The lot of them. They must all be yanked out by the root.
You want me to take out a whole family?
Yes. One once worthy of esteem. But when the mother died, Inoshichi drove his children even harder in their samurai training. Discipline without mercy is cruelty. His children were not allowed to grieve, and the pain festered.
They became cruel like him.
Take Shiro. He could crush your skull like a berry.
How can I find the Takahashi?
I would confront the family god. He's been loyal for decades. He's probably buying sake to drown his guilt.
Okay. Well, this isn't going to be going into an assassination, so we're just going to leave it here, and we'll take off looking for the drunken guard later. So, as of right now, this video will be up at 4:30 Central U.S. PM time. 4:30 p.m. Central U.S. time tomorrow. We also should have the other one up now. Our schedule is going to be Monster Hunter on Tuesday, Ark on Thursday, and of course this next Saturday as well. We are at 134 followers. That's 6 followers away from our 140 follower goal. We greatly appreciate you guys suggesting the channel and all that, helping us out with the algorithm and all that. We appreciate it. So please just pass the name along, get a few new people following. We appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe. Get rid of those pesky ads and help out the channel directly. We greatly appreciate it, and I thank everyone who comes and helps when I can. It is such an assist when it comes to last minute stuff like, oh, we could use an extra $50 on this. It really does come in clutch. And with that, I really don't have much else to say except remember to get out there, discover, explore, create, innovate. We will see you here next time on Spark 923 Gaming. Take it easy. Ah, man. Such a great game.